Hey guys, Hone Houdini Ty here, helping you escape your 9 to 5. In today's video, today's Thursday, so we have class tonight. So if you want to come out to class, it's at 7 o'clock. We're going to be learning all about how to invest in real estate, obviously. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 401ks, and I'm going to show you a 401k killer. All right, so now let's talk about it. I know a lot of people have 401ks because that is what we're taught. We're taught to invest in our 401k because the pension went away. The social security might go away. There's all these things that are going away. So if we don't have something to retire on, then we're on our own. We're going to be working at Walmart until we're nice and old. So be careful. If you don't set up your retirement the right way, then you might be stuck working for the rest of your life. And there's nothing wrong with that if you like that. But for me, that's not my plan. So let's talk about the 401k or the 401 killer. So now, a lot of you guys know how 401ks work. Say you have $100,000 in your 401k. It is tied to the stock market in a mutual fund. So it does this whole little jive, right? And let's say you got it at a high month or whatever. Now, your account might be worth $105,000 after that. And the neat thing is there's a $5,000 gain, and it's all tax deferred. That's really cool. So that all the gains that you made, now that gets to grow. And you don't have to pay any taxes on it. So you get that full amount to grow. But the bad part is that tax deferred part, you do have to pay taxes on it later when you access the money. So now, here's the killer part. The killer part is using what's called a self-directed retirement account. So a self-directed retirement account is where you take the money, say the $100,000, and you roll it into a self-directed retirement account. So it's kind of like your Vanguards or your BlackRocks, right? But it's a third-party company. The one that we like to use a lot is CAMA Plan, C-A-M-A Plan, P-L-A-N. So CAMAPlan.com, you can read all about it. So what they do is they're the third party. They hold the money for you. So they'll hold your $100,000 and they allow you to self-direct it into different vehicles. So it's not just stuck in a mutual fund or an IRA where you have no control over what happens in here, right? And also within the mutual funds, think about it. Does Vanguard and BlackRock, do they have really nice offices or do they have like very crappy offices? No, they have beautiful offices. And how do they pay for those things? Through the fees that they charge for managing your money. This here, this up and down, that's managed by somebody. Managed by somebody, not really. But they pick and choose stocks, and whether it goes up or down, they got their fees. So they don't really care. But in a self-directed, you get to pick and choose, and you're pretty much managing your thing, right? So now, what can you do with a self-directed retirement account? Well, you can invest in real estate, and I'll show you 3 different ways. So, and before we go too deep, some people have a question. Well, will I get penalized, have to pay the taxes, or any of that because I'm taking the money out? And the answer is no, because you're not taking the money out. You're taking it from here, and you're just rolling it into a self-directed retirement account. Notice it's still a retirement account. So it's no different than when you go from one job to another and you have to roll your retirement account over. Same thing, we're just rolling it into a different retirement account. This one's a self-directed. So the 3 ways that you can invest in real estate is, 1, you can do a rental. If you buy a house with the IRA money, so let's say you had $100,000, you bought a house, and then you had rent coming in, so the $1,000 would come in, and then it would go back into your retirement account. So over time, let's say you made $5,000 from rentals. Well, that too would be tax deferred. It'd be no different than if you had it with a stock market, right? The rental, all the gains from that, completely tax deferred. Just like your traditional 401k. It's still a retirement account. It still benefits the same way. Now, here's another cool thing that you can do. You can put it into a house again, but instead of doing a rental, you can do a flip. And if you make $50,000 from your flip, you take that $50,000 and you put it back into your retirement account, completely tax deferred. The gains are tax deferred, always and forever. Right? So now your retirement account has grown by $50,000 because of the flip, and you still don't pay any taxes on it until you take the money out after 59.5. And finally, the part that I like is that you can lend the money to somebody, and then they can invest in real estate for you, right? So I raise money from private investors, and then what we do is we draw up a note and a mortgage, and then we invest in real estate, right? So I invest in real estate, and then I pay them a fixed rate of return. So I pay them a fixed rate of return, and then that goes back into their, again, their retirement account, which is completely tax deferred. Now, here is the coolest part. So I'm going to erase some stuff. So now let's pretend that you went from 100 and then you did a flip, and then it's at $150,000, right? Well, you can go from a traditional, which is tax deferred, into a Roth. So we can roll it over on a low year. When you have low income for whatever reason, we can roll it from the traditional into a Roth self-directed retirement account, right? So you're gonna have to take a tax hit. You're gonna pay the taxes on it. So let's say out of the 150, you get 110, right? But now it's in a Roth. And then let's say you do that same flip again, that $50,000 flip, and now that's 160. And then you do it again, right? Now you're at 210 and then 260. And you see, and you just keep doing that. Maybe one or two a year, right? And your Roth self-directed retirement account keeps growing and growing and growing. If it keeps growing, and when you're ready to take it out, it is completely tax-free. All the money you made from your flips at $50,000 completely tax-free because it was done within the Roth. And the Roth you already paid the taxes on. When you went from 150 to 110, that was you paying the taxes on it. But then you took the 110 and you did a whole bunch of deals, these $50,000 flips, you did a whole bunch of those within. That growth is tax-free going in and tax-free coming out because it's a Roth, because you've already paid the taxes. It's a really crazy thing. So, and it's crazy because people are like, but the annual contribution is only $5,500. How did you get your Roth IRA so large? Well, that's how. They did deals within the Roth IRA. So you ever meet somebody with like a $10 million portfolio or a $10 million Roth IRA, meaning they get to withdraw all that money tax-free? If you're wondering how they did that, how can you accumulate $10 million by depositing $5,500? Well, they did it. They did it through a self-directed retirement account. So the more you know, the more money you get to make. And so this is another clever way to save for retirement, but not in the traditional 401k, but in a self-directed retirement account. So that's why I call this the 401k killer. All right, y'all. So if you have any questions about that, I mean, feel free to reach out to me. This is an incredibly powerful tool for those who want to take advantage of it. Let me know. We can talk more about it in detail because the devil is in the details. Because if you get it wrong, you don't do it the right way, you will get penalized and taxed and everything in between. So you don't want any of that. But if you know the rules, then you can do this and it's going to be really good for you. All right, guys. Hopefully this video helped. I will see you in the next one. Peace.